Hey Word fam!
Hey!
We're the Morbid makers. I'm Krista.
And I'm Jamie.
I know you can't see our faces, but I'm Krista. And we are going to make these awesome centerpieces. I showed you all of the materials you needed on the mini Morbid, except for I totally forgot to show you guys we needed this fun foam. So let's get started.
Yes.
First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your hat. You're going to poke a little hole in it. We've already started it because I'm not going to lie, the little hole that you need to poke, it's kind of hard. So you're just going to cut around with some scissors.
This is tough plastic.
Yes, it is. For the Dollar Tree, you know what I mean? Move this up just a little bit more. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. We're just going to move the camera up a little bit more so you can see us a little better. Cool. Yep, better. Good. That way you can see the whole project. But you're just going to cut the top out so you have a nice little hole to put all of your flowers and fun things in. And as always have your little glue gun, or if you have a big one, heating up, waiting in the wing.
Yep.
Cool beans. Next step, you're going to glue this on the inside of your hat. So you're going to turn your hat over, and maybe what I would do, I don't know if you can see, is like I have a little rim going on. So I'm going to put a little glue on the rim and then stick my foam on top of that. Okay? Let's do that.
And I even have my glue plug too.
But guys, the little podcast that we have going along with this is a haunted tale about Fort Leavenworth in Kansas, and it's something you guys really should check out because it's a little crazy. There's a lot of things going on there. And obviously I picked it because of Memorial Day.
Yes.
And at the end of our little Morbid tale, we will be doing a tribute to a couple of fallen heroes in the military. So once you put your glue down, just going to kind of press it so it sticks in. Make sure it's all stayed in. And this is a fun, easy craft to do. Not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna go back and buy some more so I can grab a couple more to put everywhere else.
Yes.
So you see how you can see the foam at the top of your hat. Next thing you're gonna do is, we already cut up a few at the beginning so we wouldn't have to sit here on tape cutting up everything. But you'll take, the word I'm looking for.
Dice.
Wire cutters. There we go. That's the word. We're not going to talk about that. Sometimes I forget words. And just kind of cut up all your flowers and cut up all your little things that you bought, embellishments, to stick into your centerpiece. And this is why we cut up most of them as we're going, because it's a little boring. Nobody wants to watch all of this. So now we have everything cut up. And then you're just going to make your arrangement how you want to. What I normally do, you don't have to do this, like you could just stick in it and it'll be fine. But I normally put some glue at the bottom of my flower or anything I'm sticking into it, just so it stays in place.
Good tip. I never knew that.
Yeah, just so it just stays. Seems like this hat wants to be a pain in the butt, so I'm just going to stick my hand for a little bit more support underneath the hat before I start sticking things in. And this way, if you can, get soft foam. We have the hard foam, obviously. And you can stick it up as far or as low as you want to. And the great things about the, I'm not gonna lie, little cheapy Dollar Tree flowers is everything moves. So you can move it up or down, however you want your stems to be.
It happens seen yet because, I just collect Dollar Tree stuff. I haven't seen the little soft ones yet. The ones that you can put water to, right?
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, not gonna lie, I haven't looked at their foam stuff in a while. They carried it a while ago.
Okay.
I don't know about now. But, I don't know, are these the mums? Is that what they're calling these? Yeah, they're calling these mums, but I really like them because they look like fireworks to me. Which I think is fun for like 4th of July. So you could, like I said, Memorial Day, 4th of July, any kind of patriotic holiday, you want to include this in.
Now, can I get on and probably your soapbox too? Memorial Day is not to greet people Happy Memorial Day.
No.
Because it's about, in reality, dead people.
Yes.
People have died in wars and on the line of duty here as veterans.
Yes.
Not barbecue season.
No, it is not a happy day for people. It's, it's to be remembered.
Because it burns me up when people are like, Happy Memorial Day.
No, it's not a happy day.
Yeah.
People have lost their lives.
Yes.
I burnt myself.
Are you good?
Yep, I'm good. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. But this is the thing. Trying to think. But I said this is like probably the most fun part because you could be the most creative with this at this point. But also the part like the most tedious because you're sticking everything in everywhere, so it's gonna take a little bit. Holy hell, I'm gonna have a nice blister on my finger from that. The dangers of working with hot glue.
Yes.
And being a spaz like myself. So I'm wondering, maybe we can just tell a couple of your stories while we're here, while we're doing it.
Sure. Well, this is one, and not sponsored, but hey, if you want to sponsor us, we're all for a 5K I want to do.
Yes.
And that's why I was talking about carrying Brian on my back. Because there's a Wounded Warrior, do it at your house for 5K, but if you can't, they want you to simulate literally carrying your battle buddy on your back, or a child, or a sandbag, or something. And I'm like, well, we can both carry our kid one side of the block and back. And I'm like, well, I can carry. I said, let me see, I bet I can carry you. So I was like, I can carry you from one end of the streets to the other to do the feeling of having to carry that wounded soldier. So
oh,
cool.
Yes, we're doing that.
Yes.
If anybody else, do you remember what it was like
It was a part of the Wounded Warrior thing. So probably on their site they have it advertised.
So if you go to Wounded Warriors, I'm sure you can find it. It's always a good cause. If not, what we'll do is at the bottom of our YouTube, we'll add a link for it. Again, not sponsored, but I'll always support those who have sacrificed for our country.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I'm glad you found that.
It was, Facebook, and it just popped up, and I'm like, oh, let me look at this. And I'm like, they're carrying sandbags, and I'm like, oh, and they're like, if you can carry your buddy, and add people that don't carry their buddies.
That's cool.
And I was like, I want to do this.
I ain't carrying nobody. My back isn't allowing me, but I got a sandbag.
Yeah, carry a sandbag.
I got a 50-pound sandbag that I can carry, but my behind is not carrying my son because I am 6 foot tall. My son is also 6 foot tall, and he's heavier than me.
Everybody's over 6 feet.
There's no way that I'm carrying that, especially with my back. And that was funny when Brian is Jamie's husband, and we were talking today, and about her carrying him and stuff, and I was like, I'm not carrying my husband.
Yeah, that's where it come from. Because yesterday I was like, I think I can do it. He's like, no, you can't. I'm like, I can't.
Jamie's strong. If you guys don't know, she's a very strong woman. My behind is not carrying my 6'2" tall husband.
It's just so pretty, and mine is like all over the place.
Nuh-uh, that's good, because you'll fill it in.
don't have any greenery up here, but a little extra greenery around the bottom.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll
But I
be
know I
good.
have some downstairs.
There you go. Oh, I should have brought, I have these like little green things that we could have cut up and stuck in. I didn't bring it with us. But I mean, it's not from Dollar Tree.
Oh no, I have
Walmart.
Yeah. I have a whole drawer full of Dollar Tree stuff. Flowers.
Dollar Tree's a little addictive.
Yes.
A little bit.
You have to see the little Dollar Tree stash downstairs. I bought a whole shelving system for Dollar Tree stuff. Because you remember,
See, that's smart, cutting them shorter.
you remember it used to all be on the floor.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now I found a place to put it.
But, oh, so a couple weekends ago, this not this like 2 weekends ago now. I know, time flies.
Yes.
But my father-in-law and his wife came down, and we actually took a trip to New Orleans, where we met up with you guys for the one night. But our last day there, we decided to go to the World War II Museum, and it was amazing museum. Amazing. If you guys are ever out this way, definitely go to the World War II Museum. They have a lot of personal stories on top of the history.
Okay.
So the one thing that really stuck with me was actually a poem that a boy wrote in high school because his brother had went to World War II. So it was about his brother going to World War II. And it was sad and great, and I wish I could remember it, but I just, word for word, and I wouldn't do it justice because I've tried to.
Usually I'll watch it, and I'm not watching today. But Pearl Harbor, it was like a whole, has its own vibe. It got cold when it was shady. It started to drizzle, and Christina was really little, probably 5 or 6. But I mean, you see the ships in the water right there. And it's just almost eerie.
Yeah, that would be a sight to see.
Yes. And I guess coming from Japan, where you saw, there's lots of caves where the Japanese would hide and do their planning or whatever. So you go and you see these things, and then you come back to the American side and see it, and it's a whole different view of like the actual history.
Right.
Because
that's. I couldn't imagine. If you guys don't know, Jamie and her husband used to live in Japan. Her husband was Navy, so they were stationed there for how many years now?
4 years.
4 years, yeah.
And I have been inside one of the Japanese underground hospitals where they would have. I'll have to show you pictures. I have pictures of it. Where they still
the war.
They still had like remnants of hospital beds, lighting in there a little bit. Inside one of their cave systems.
Oh, wow. History fascinates me.
And it's all like, apparently through Japan, there's all these tunnels places.
To hide and... The more you know, people, the more you know.
But here's how it's looking. And the camera might have cut off midway somewhere between there.
Yes. As you can see.
It's starting to fill out pretty good here.
Yes, it's going to look so good once it's all done. My problem is I'm like, oh, all the same color in one spot. Sounds great.
That's me.
Then I have to remember, no, you need different colors everywhere, Krista. Everywhere.
You know what? I'm going to take one of those blue ones.
Yeah, take whatever you want.
To stick in here too.
That's a good thing of working in teams, people. You can borrow other people's students.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Oh, now I like it.
Now you don't like it there.
It's got to go in the middle. But I didn't glue that one in. Because some I glued, some I didn't.
Yes.
There we go. Like that one right there. Okay.
I'm not going to talk about that one.
Okay, I think I got enough for lease.
For these everywhere.
And then I don't know if it would show.
Oh yeah, we got the flags. You have to put the flags in. And these little flags come in a pack of 3.
Yes.
Which I think is great. Oh, that's cool. That looks really good.
And it's actually kind of a cloth. It's not plastic. The flag.
So it's not like cheapy material.
Cool here. So it sticks in good.
Come on. So, like I said, if you can get the softer foam,
Yes.
you live, you learn.
I like that.
Oh, that looks really good.
So also in Louisiana, in not really Alexandria, but near, I guess it is probably Alexandria, but the outskirts, there's also, it has this gigantic flag when you go into it, but it's a fort, but the fort's not there, but
Oh, okay.
you can walk through like the wooded area and kind of see where the fort would have been for, I can't remember which war, but a war.
There was a war.
Yeah,
There's always a war.
there's a little museum, and I think it's like $3 or $4 to like go in and you can see different little things inside this little museum. And
That's cool.
I did look at that. Oh, and one that I know you've probably been to, Williamsburg, Virginia.
Yep. Williamsburg, Virginia is a really cool place to visit. Talk about eerie spots. There's
Yes.
a lot of eerie places there. Eerie. And Gettysburg. I went to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania too. I used to live in New Jersey. And, I visited that as well. And speaking of eerie cemeteries. In Gettysburg, they actually, every year, I used to have a friend in high school, her family were reenactors, like super, like,
Okay.
into it, got dressed up in the garb, and they were Civil War reenactors.
Okay.
So every year they used to do that down in Gettysburg. They would do a Civil War reenactment. And then my husband actually lived in Lambertville, which is New Jersey, right across the river from Pennsylvania, and it was right where the George Washington Bridge is right there, and that's where actually George Washington and his crew crossed over the river.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm like, all the things that I've done. My son is very, very big into history, and we did a walking tour of Ben Franklin in down Old City, Philadelphia.
Okay.
But what was really cool is they had a Revolutionary War museum,
Okay.
and they actually had George Washington's tent that he stayed in, and I don't know, it was great. It's really cool to see everything. And when I was doing my research for this next tale we're doing, I also did some research on the heroes, and there's a lot of women that signed up as men.
Okay.
Because back in the day it was illegal for women to fight in the war, but they loved their country so much and believed in what they were fighting for, they decided they wanted to fight. So they did it as men.
Cool.
Oh, it looks so good.
I like this. And I'm thinking,
What do you think?
I might be getting just overboard. Some ribbon.
Do it! That's not overboard, like around the bottom.
Let me see how it'll work. Yeah.
That'll look nice, I think. I'm over here making mine look crazy, so we ain't talking about going overboard.
It's just I know, alright, ribbon. Wouldn't be too much.
No, that ribbon looks good. Do it.
I do like the ribbon.
The ribbon.
I like the ribbon.
Do your ribbon. For me, I think I'm gonna do is I found these at the Dollar Tree. It's like a cute little banner of stars. I'm just gonna detach one and add one to the bottom of mine. I think.
Yeah. This is the ribbon, and it's No, this is not from Hobby Lobby. It's from a little local shop here in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Which one?
The one.
White Bayou?
Yes.
White Bayou.
White Bayou, yep.
And I can probably tell you where you got the birthday from.
Mm-hmm.
We'll play some video.
Yes.
Always, if you can, support local businesses. So if you have like little stores that sell stuff, as long as you're not reselling, you know, like we're not reselling these things, so it doesn't matter about cost. But I mean, Dollar Tree, you couldn't beat Dollar Tree, you know.
You cannot beat Dollar Tree.
For you, it's $1. I don't know, let me see. I think I might add a couple of white stars to go along with it.
You should.
Go
for it.
I had it all! I don't know. I don't think I like that. I do need to put a flag in now. These are nice little flags. Mm-hmm. My stinking thumb hurts from whenever I burnt it. Never stinking fails for me.
And because they're nice, they're also good for graveyards if you want to put them somewhere at a veteran's grave site.
Yes.
And Dollar Tree, and I don't have it up here, but Dollar Tree does have the little graveyard holders now, and the little foams that fit in
And the
them.
foams, yeah.
So you can make something for a veteran's grave if you like.
Okay. Things everywhere. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll put a couple here.
I think you should.
Alright, I'll look at that later. But
So I put 2 right there.
there is our centerpieces. Fun, easy, quick.
Yes.
And they'll be good for any any memorial holiday or patriotic holiday you got going on. Alright guys, don't forget to check out our podcast,
Yes.
Morbid Makers, on what, Spotify? Are we on Apple?
Apple,
Google?
Anchor, wherever you listen to your
Yeah, wherever you listen to your podcast, please do, because they have a really great story to go along with this, okay guys? And until next time, be weird. Oh, sure. Yes, be weird still.
Yes.
Be relentless.
Be unstoppable.
Be the weird. Goodbye.